Good morning. I just want to take a moment, and there's a spot. There we go. And drink in your deliciousness. You all truly are a remarkable group of people, as evidenced by your leadership, the ministers that you have here. Yeah, so your anniversary, how long has the church been here, Robert?
48 years.
Wow. You know, that's quite an accomplishment for a New Thought community to be in a, New Thought church to be in a community for that length of time. And so it's just a real testament to the level of awareness and consciousness that you all bring to Cajon and beyond. So thank you for the good work that you're doing here. So with that, let's scan your own personal lives. I mean, that's quite an accomplishment. And every person sitting here has a great degree of your own achievement and accomplishment. So let's just take a moment and do a quick inventory of your life. Look back over your life so far. I mean, nobody's done. But look back over your life so far and just take stock of your achievements, your accomplishments, things that you feel really good about, that you're proud of, dreams achieved in the face of impossible obstacles, jobs well done, goals achieved, families raised, parents taken care of, whatever it is, just bring it to mind right now. And let yourself feel a real deep sense of pride and accomplishment. I'm seeing some head nods. Now, look back at your life and notice the blessings in your life, the good that's there just because you're here, that there wasn't a single thing you had to do to earn that good. And let yourself just experience that well of gratitude, that deep sense of gratitude. Kind of squish around in that feeling of achievement and pride and gratitude. It feels good, huh? Does it feel good? Does it feel good?
Yes.
Y'all are quiet. All right, now I'm going to invite you to change gears here. Because now I'm going to encourage you to scan the landscape of your life and notice those places where you're feeling some discontent, some dissatisfaction, some frustration, maybe even some I don't want this, or a longing for more. And I'm going to encourage you to look at 4 different areas: the area of your health, your relationships, your vocation, whether it's paid or volunteer, but how are you sharing your gifts, your talents, your capability, and your freedom in your calendar and in your checkbook. And just notice where you're feeling the pinches. And notice if you find yourself resisting doing this right now, because it may not feel spiritual. Well, what I want to help you understand is that signal, that feeling of discontent, is actually a signal from your soul inviting you into more. More of who you are, more of abundance in your life, and more of God in your life. A deeper, richer relationship with this infinite intelligence, this field of infinite possibility. See, we are unlimited in our ability to create. And the only way Spirit has of waking us up to this capability is to cause us to feel good about what you've created so far, but not satisfied. Never satisfied, always grateful, never satisfied. Because as we pay attention to those signals, we come to understand, number one, just how powerful we really are. We become willing to develop that capability in a much greater capacity. We deepen our understanding of these immutable laws that govern our results. Every time you hear the word Lord in a song, I'm going to encourage you to translate that to law. That our universe, our creation, is based on immutable laws that once you understand how to work with these laws and partner with this infinite intelligence, as you wake up more of your already decreed magnificence, you find yourself on a repeated basis every day where there's a feeling that's just rising up from the bottom of your feet, and you hear yourself saying, oh my God, I love my life even more. And that's what we're up to today. Y'all game? Yeah. All right, let me share with you why I'm so on fire with this. I've been a student of New Thought for over 3 decades now. I found a Unity Church. I started applying this stuff. My life changed. How many of you, your life changed after finding New Thought? Yeah, I would say nobody here's new. And we live in California, so we've all heard this before. And I would say that once you start practicing this, your life changes. What happened was I got to a point where it wasn't changing anymore. In fact, I got stuck. And I got really stuck. Now, outside looking in, my life looked really good. And it was good. My life really was good. And there were 2 areas in particular for me where I was just longing for more. It was the area of my vocation and the area of my income. I wanted to grow both because I wanted to make a bigger impact with both. And no matter how hard I worked, no matter how I was studying law as I understood it at that time, it wasn't budging. And I gave myself a gift. And it's the gift that I'm inviting you into this morning. We're going to go a little deeper into it this afternoon. It was the gift of really allowing myself to feel the depth of my discontent. Because it's in that moment of really allowing ourselves to feel the depth of our discontent that we become willing to make a decision for something different. And the decision that I made was that I didn't care what it was going to take. I was going to get the spiritual stuff figured out. In fact, what I realized what I wanted was a paint by numbers spiritual success system. Anybody else want that? Yeah. I also knew that I'd gone as far as I could the way that I was doing it, the way that I was studying, the way I was applying it. It wasn't getting me past a certain point. And I realized that I wanted very strategic, structured support. I wanted a mentor. I wanted a highly calibrated mentor. And so I began to look around to see who was teaching it and who was evidencing it in their results. One of the things that I have really learned over the last 7 years in particular is that it's one thing to say that I know spiritual law, but true evidence of knowing spiritual law is the evidence in our results. Our results will never lie. So found somebody. My mentor, Mary Morrissey, discovered the power of a mentor. Had a conversation with her, found out what it was going to take to work with her. Kind of had to take a big breath and what is it to really invest in your awareness? But I remembered the feeling of discontent. I brought myself back to that moment, and I brought myself back to the moment of making that decision that I didn't care what it was going to take. I was going to get this figured out. So I made a decision, went forward, got swooped up into a structure of support, and have discovered a system that as I have applied it with a level of relentless discipline, and I'm going to keep bringing that word back around to us, my life has transformed. Now, why does this matter to you? Number 1, this is the way transformation happens. And number 2, I have learned and continue to hone a level of expertise in order to support you with your next dynamic of magnificence of a life that you would love. So let me share with you my results so you can see what this looks like in real time. At the height of my frustration, I was serving maybe 60, 70 people annually. It was good work, and again, I wanted more. I have the honor. It is such an honor to be able to serve the dreams, literally, of thousands of people across this planet. And my income, remember, these were my 2 areas. You bring to mind your 2 areas. My income, as I have applied this relentlessly, building out this work, within 5 years of stepping into this incarnation of my work, my income grew 1,000%. And it continues to grow. Now, again, those may not be your two areas, but put on what 1,000% increase looks like in the areas where you're bumping up against your edges. What I love about both of those, number one, is the impact that I am being able to make directly with this work and with my wealth. And the real gift, as you say yes to the invitation to more, whatever it is, the results are wonderful, the results are evidence. The real gift is who you become in the process. That desire for more, your dream is not for the getting. Your dream is for the growing. And that's what we're up to today. Y'all with me? All right, so let's talk about fundamentally what this is based in. The fundamental premise is what unity teaches, that we have unlimited capacity to create anything that you can think up. Anything. We hold in our hands, at our fingertips, the most potent energy in the entire universe. There is no more power more powerful than our capacity to create at will. And what is that creative capacity? It's our thinking capacity. That quantum physics is now proving what spiritual masters have taught throughout the ages, that what we predominantly mentally rehearse, and this remarkable faculty called our imagination and charged with our feelings, literally has an energetic signature to it. And it is impressing into this field of energy that is intelligent, that is alive, that is generative, and must, by law, organize according to the pattern that we are predominantly giving it continuously with the images that we mentally rehearse. Thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. How many have heard this before? Just a couple of you? Yeah. Y'all, imagine how reverently we would treat this if we really got it. If we really understood the power that we have been given, it would drive us to our knees in humility of knowing how adored and loved we are. And we would make it our life to learn how to unlock this power with a level of awareness and intentionality that has the power to transform our planet. And we would come to know that the most powerful question that we can learn to live from then is, the conversation that we've been having all morning. And the question is, what would I love? What would I love? What would I love to have? What would I love to do? What would I love to give? And what would I love to be? And so go back to the original question, where were your areas of discontent, and allow those 4 areas, to those places of discontent, to inform your answer to this question. Let's imagine that we're going 3 years out. It's August 20th, 2020. I'm back. We're in a conversation. You're telling me about your life. You love your life even more. What's the conversation that we're having about your life? Realizing in this moment that it is life itself seeking a richer, freer, fuller expression by means of you. So begin to give yourself permission to really rehearse images that when you think about it, it goes, oh my God, I would love that. I don't have a clue on how to do it, but I would love that. Feel yourself moving around in those scenarios. Zip yourself into the skin of the person living that life. Move around in that life. Are y'all with me? If you're with me, if you're truly with me, then you'll notice a couple of phenomena that are getting triggered, which what makes this such a powerful process of transformation, and which is why we are never done. Number one, if you're really paying attention, you'll notice that there's a part of you that's starting to go out and use your five senses to scan the landscape of the facts. That you're going out and you're looking at your calendar, you're looking at your checkbook, you're looking at your history, you're wondering what other people who are not living their dreams would say about this. And it is so insidious how this worms its way into that life force seeking to express by means of the answer to what you love. And all of a sudden, without even being aware of it, you start watering down that answer to something that seems reasonable and sensible. Can y'all see this? Here's the second phenomenon that gets triggered. Right now, you have a habit for how much abundance, how much freedom, how much good, not conceptually, but in very specific details that you will allow yourself to experience. You have a habit for how much vitality in your body you will allow yourself to experience. You have a habit for how much financial freedom, literally how much money you will allow into your checkbook, how much satisfaction you allow yourself to experience with the work that you're doing. The minute you start going beyond that level of your habit, this alarm gets tripped inside of you. And everything inside of you, and it's like there's this force outside that will do everything in its power to drill you right back down to that status quo. I'm seeing lots of head nods. Y'all can see this, can't you? Here's the good news, and we're really going to get much deeper into this afternoon. And this is what I have spent the last 7 years of my life, decades of studying law, but now taking it down to a granular, relentless application, because that's what's required. I had what Bob Proctor called superior knowledge and inferior results. Now, my results were good, but they weren't what I wanted. So how do we change this? You begin to actively build your muscle using your faculty of your imagination, allowing yourself to build a desire for something more. We have been so trained to tap down desire out of fear that we're being ungrateful or we're asking for too much. And my sense is what it really is that as human beings, people will avoid disappointment more than anything. And if you let yourself really feel desire, then you start flirting with disappointment. True faith is understanding the nature of desire. It's not your desire. It is life, it is spirit, it is the universe seeking to express more through you and grow you into an even greater version of yourself. So you really begin to understand the nature of desire. You allow yourself to build these images in your mind that reflect that life in the face of the facts, not changing. The facts don't change right away. You begin to put on being the person living that life now. So often people wait for things to happen in order to be able to claim it and to be able to see themselves as that person living that life. It's backwards. You start building a relationship with the man or the woman who has achieved that level of awareness as evidenced by your results. And that new relationship will begin to guide you. Who you are today is not a match for your dream 3 years from now. But as you learn how to literally zip yourself into the skin of that person, and you start asking questions like, if this really worked out, how would I feel? How would I feel now? I would feel grateful. I would feel fulfilled. I would feel happy. I would feel delighted. and you learn how to generate those feelings before your facts give you permission. Then you're moving your feet. This isn't about visualizing and then, in the words of Jim Carrey, going to the kitchen and making a sandwich, but now you are physically moving your feet. But now you're doing it differently because you're doing it from the awareness of the person living that dream. When you're able to move yourself into that identity and begin to identify with that new result, you have access to a whole nother level of awareness. You have access to a whole nother level of creativity, and you are able to see ideas and opportunities that have been here all along. They just haven't been visible to the person living at the level of awareness that have created your current results. As you do this over and over and over before the facts have been informed, with that gravitational pull back to the familiar, running the whole time, this is where relentless discipline comes in. But you keep doing this, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Watch how you transform and the world of your results transform. All right, your action. Come to the workshop this afternoon, because we're going to get deeper into this. I know some of you may think you have plans. I'm looking out here. This is a deliciously mature group. The wonderful thing about being an adult is that you get to change your plans. I promise, change your plans. You will hear something this afternoon that, if applied consistently, will cause you to change your life. Let's go even more deeply into the awareness of the gift that we've been given in our capacity to create at will. Understand the power of what it is to live from the most holiest, reverent, sacred question that we can ask, which is, what would I love? Understand the power of intentionally choosing images that match that desire, putting on the identity, beginning to identify as the person living that life, asking yourself, if I really believed this was possible, what action step would I take right now? And you're taking it over and over and over. Because as we do, truly, this is how we transform the face of the planet. Think about it. Think about a world where every man, woman, and child was living at this state of awareness, particularly in light of what's happened over the last week or so. This, my friends, truly is how we create the kingdom of heaven here on earth. God bless. See you this afternoon.